Shalom Israel. This the brother Adnan Allah. This a real quick video on who the so-called Negroes are today. That the people that came over on the slave ships were not actually Africans, but were the actual descendants from the biblical Israelites, who we so-called, that you would so-called the Jews. Not the Jews that's living over there in Israel today, but the Jews are the actual 12 tribes are over here on the western side of the world. But this is just a quick little breakdown that the fact that so-called Negroes in America are not Africans. We're actually Jews from the tribe of Judah. Jews is short for Judah. I'm going to hit you off with an Old Testament scripture. Deuteronomy, because you know when the Most High brought us out, by the hand of Moses, brought us out of Egypt, he was only dealing with Israel. Now, here's a quick Deuteronomy 1st chapter and just the first verse. These be the words which Moses speaking to all Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness, in the plain over against the Red Sea, between Paran and Tapul, Laban, Hazeroth, and Izabah. Now, he spoke these words to all of Israel, nobody else. Alright? If you know a little something, you know the Most High gave the commandments to Moses, who passed it down to Israel. Now, these just gonna be quick little cuts. Now, this Deuteronomy 28 chapter 68 verse. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. That's a cut. Do not read that Jehovah's Witness Bible, because it's going to tell you you're going to sell yourself. you're going to offer yourself as slaves, but nobody was going to buy you, which makes no damn sense. Alright? Now let's back it up. It said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Now, if you look at a map, you don't need a ship to go from Jerusalem into Egypt. You can just walk. Nowadays, drive. You don't need that. So what is he talking about? What's Egypt? Egypt will have to be, Egypt is just another way of saying bondage or some type of slavery. Proof of that is right here. Let me get it. Exodus 20th chapter, first and second verse. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. What is bondage? It's slavery. Out of the house of slavery. Alright? So where was that new Egypt? Look on the back of your dollar bill. What you got on the back of that? You got a pyramid. You look on the front, in the little corner where the one is, you see an owl. That owl goes back to Egypt, Molech. Alright? Some of y'all might know a little something about that. So America's New Egypt. Plus you go to Washington D.C. or New York, what you got? The Washington Monument, which goes back to Egyptian obelisks. You can look it up in pictures of Egypt. They're all around there. Matter of fact, you got one in the Vatican City. The customs of America, Christmas, that goes back to worship of Isis and Horus. Going to church on Sunday, worship of the sun god Ra. Celebrate Easter, that goes back to Esther. Easter or Esther, I can't remember. That's just to name a few. You got the Bohemian Grove, they worship Molech there. out in California, the so-called Obama, your beloved government, they go out there and they be killing little kids for that. They actually make blood sacrifices to that. Alright? Look it up, don't just take my word for it. Okay, now it said, the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So if America's the new Egypt, who came over here on the ships? You so-called Negroes came over here on those ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. What we not going to see no more again? Since the moment we came over here, have we seen our homeland? Have we been back? Have they let us free? No, we still in their hands. Alright? And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. If bondage means slavery, I was going to be a slave man, and she was going to be a slave woman. But it said we're going to be sold. Why were we sold? How was we sold? Now, I got a book here from Babylon to Timbuktu. it has some good history on a lot of black societies or whatever, because all black people are not the same. Alright? Alright, my bad, my camera had cut off the battery one day now. I'm pretty sure it caught this what I said, Babylon to Timbuktu. It's going to go into a little bit about, because we were picked up from Africa, right? Now, in the book from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 85, it say, in year 65 BC, Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. In 70 AD, Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. During the period of the military governors of Palestine, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it was estimated over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full of black Jewish slaves. So those Jews that's over there in Israel today, where they come from? Where were they living before 1948? They come out of the Khazars. Alright? Look it up. Because when they went into that land, they tried to set up a guy because they knew the prophecy was Israel wasn't going to be set back up. The kingdom of Israel wasn't going to be set back up until the Messiah came, until Jesus Christ came. And they tried to set up a guy by the name of, I can't think of his name, but when they tried to do it, the man dropped dead. Alright? So, Babylon to Timbuktu, there's a lot more information in there. Suggest you get that book. Now, so when we went into Africa, we went to the west coast of Africa. If you look it up, the Atlantic slave trade, maybe you might know some African people or whatever, and they'll tell you, man, that we went to the west coast of Africa on the fact that the so-called Africans, they mainly populated that east side. We went to the west side because that side wasn't populated yet, and we didn't too much deal with the Africans, alright? But in a nutshell, the Africans and the Arabs got together and sold us into slavery. They sold us some wine and musket guns and money. Alright, that's how we got over here. We're still in slavery. And a lot of y'all may ask, what does this have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Well, knowing that you're an Israelite is the first thing, because Jesus didn't come for everybody. He only came for the nation of Israel. And that includes your so-called Latin tribes and your so-called Native American Indians too. I'll get into that later with another video, because you got to go into a heavy breakdown. But the main thing is get this, because the main people in America now, man, are you so-called Negroes, man. Y'all lost a bunch of people, man. Another proof that that it's a book called From